Hi, I'm Seraphine Rocha, and I'm back with Chelsea Atia. Hello, beauty.
Hi.
We are on episode, I don't even know. What is
11?
this? 11.
What about me?
What about me and what about Caitlin's boobs? Oh my God, let's talk. Episode is so setting us up for it's a big tease is what it is.
Well, last episode it ended with the bomb drop that Caitlin's actually pregnant. So this whole season when Caitlin's been doing her interviews with her gigantic boobs, we're like, oh wow, she must have got implants. We find out that she is pregnant with her new boyfriend's baby. So that was like...
And I thought this episode we were going to get something.
Yeah.
But this was literally teasing me to the point where I was getting worked up at the end. Like, this is it?
Yeah.
Oh my God. So we start this episode out, and it's so funny because, you know, we're gearing up for the Pratt Daddy wellness retreat.
Yes.
And, you know, I love Spidey as they talk about, well, we're going to have everybody come in and we better sage everyone because, you know, all this bad energy.
Yes.
I'm like, they're already preparing for it to be a shit show.
They are. Which I think is bad news. Like, you prepare for the best, you know.
You hope so.
Hope for the best, I guess is what they say.
You hope so. But my goodness. So, you know what I wanted to know?
Yeah.
They are staying at like the La Quinta, whatever. I think this was used on The Bachelorette.
I was going to say that.
Wasn't it?
Yes.
With what's her name?
Katie.
Yes.
Or Tayshia.
Tayshia. It was that double
Claire,
Bachelorette.
Tayshia.
Oh God, that was a shit show if there ever was a season. But Tayshia was so cute. But I remember, like, visually, I was like, haven't deja vu, and I've never been there before. But
I think all these production teams like work with the same hotels because they're, especially during COVID, because we're seeing a lot of overlapping with the different reality shows.
Well, and how smart on these hotels and Airbnbs to be like, well, we at least we can guarantee that all the people who are coming in are COVID safe. You know that Netflix just announced they're the first production company / movie making entity that's going to require every single person to get COVID vaccinations.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow, that's
big. That's a big step.
That's huge.
And it's a big statement from Netflix. So well done.
Yeah.
So we go into this episode and all the peeps are headed to Palm Springs.
Oh, yeah.
And, you know, the group walks into a sound bath. And I love sound baths. Don't get me wrong.
I've actually never done one.
They're amazing. I think they're pretty cool. The only thing is like, you don't need anyone singing in your sound bath like a few episodes ago. But the whole point is that, you know, there's these different tonalities and modulations and rhythms that are supposed to center the body or speak to different parts of like your chakra. And I'm all into it. Miss Yogi over here, I enjoy it. But there's a lot of yogis and a lot of healers who I swear it's like they got their like drum kit at 8 years old and like ding 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 ding. I mean, sometimes they're really bad, but this was quite nice.
It was pleasant.
I thought it was very pleasant.
Yeah.
Everybody got like a rock bag, crystal bag.
Brandon put his crystals over his eyes.
And boy, was Brandon just a soggy diaper through this whole episode. He was pissed about his breakup with Danny.
Yeah.
He wasn't having the Pratt Daddy experience.
Not at all.
He was definitely not like Justin Bobby, who was embracing his...
He was totally embracing it, but that's totally his personality.
Totally. I mean, what a juxtaposition between the two of them. But Brandon, I'm like, God, what happened? He was a wet blanket.
He's a little sour from what happened with Danny.
He totally is.
Yeah.
So we have Spencer, and I love how, you know, the Wallers come in.
Yeah.
And, you know, Spencer talks in the interview about asking for a reset. But him and Heidi, like, kind of just generically welcome them in.
Yes. It was like trying to extend the olive branch and trying to like settle the dust a little bit, but it was a little bit awkward. Ashley and Jason weren't buying it really, and they just wanted to Ashley made it very known, like, we're not coming for the Pratts, we're coming for our group of friends that has been affected by these arguments and like this tension that's been building up, which I thought was it was all right to feel that way. You don't have to be okay with everyone, but you put the group before your kind of petty arguments that are going back.
You know, if I was in the Pratt's position, I think because it's supposed to be this feel-good retreat, I would either have number one, either picked a crystal or a stone or something as a gift or something and said, this stone of, you know, whatever you pick, the rose quartz, opening up our hearts.
Yeah.
It may be corny and you can make fun of us, but this is our gift to you of saying, if you can open your heart to this weekend.
Yeah, totally.
I would even go as far as hugging them or asking the question, like, is it okay if I go in for a hug?
Yeah.
I don't know when we'll have the conversation. I know we're going right into this, but like, let's enjoy this weekend.
Yeah.
You know, just
I think
even
a
if they prefaced
genuine
it,
conversation and extension of like an olive branch or whatever would have been better. But, you know, they tried.
Yeah.
They tried. So
and boy, did they try in some cool clothes.
Oh my gosh. Wait, was this where Heidi was wearing the sequin bra top, or was that at the dinner?
No, this was the
orange bra top.
Yep, with the
with
sarong.
The skirt. Yeah.
I mean, she was in her crystal
makes a
best.
Statement.
She totally does.
Always.
I mean, crystals,
Every
even on the garment.
episode, she's wearing a rhinestone bra. Every single episode. I'm like, here she comes. And she's late always, too.
It is wild.
I love her, though.
I love her, and I love that... You know, in almost every scene in here, I mean, we've got Spencer in tons of crystals too. He wears so many crystals, it's not even funny. So these two, you know, we have that little exchange, and then I have to say, you know, after the sound bath, we have Caitlin and it's Caroline. I always want to call her Caroline.
Yeah,
I have a friend who's Caroline. Yeah, Caitlin. Caroline, they go in and they're getting cocktails for that evening soiree.
Yes.
And it's so obvious because she orders the soda water and a lime. And then we have Justin Bobby.
Yes.
And I think it's Audrina, right? And they're having the conversation about like, okay, this is really obvious.
Yes. I think it was Frankie and his wife were sitting there too, Jen.
Yeah.
They were speculating, which I was like, you're quick to speculate that she's pregnant. But they were speculating that something was going on.
Well, especially with her announcement of moving in with him.
Yeah.
And then, I mean, to be fair, it's like, the way they've been filming this season, I mean, because we watch, you know, Ashley come in with now she's really pregnant.
Yeah.
So it's like they have to be filming like every not even few weeks, probably every couple months.
Yeah.
So I'm guessing that it went from 0 to boobs.
Yeah.
Real quickly.
Yeah.
Because I mean, her boobs are so big.
They were so big, and she wasn't hiding them either.
No, she really had them out. And the other thing is her belly was a little bit like you saw a little bit of something.
Not like her normal self, where she's very like thin and.
Yeah, and she's a little waif. I mean, she really is a little waif. I think what was interesting, though, is I don't understand if it was truly truly her not telling Brody and being awkward about it, or if it's a production building up the drama of.
Well, Brody already knew that he had heard around that she was pregnant.
Yeah.
So he just was wanting, which I have to say, very interesting of Brody to be so upset that he didn't hear from Caitlin, but he didn't tell Caitlin when he was bringing other girls. Oh, like let her know before, or that he's dating someone else. Didn't think to let her know then. It wasn't a big deal then, but she has to tell Brody first, and he's offended that she hasn't told him, which she's such a sweet girl. She's like, I need to tell him, I'm just nervous, like blah, 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 blah. She doesn't owe him anything.
She doesn't. And on top of that, he's flirting with a mutual friend, ongoing with Audrina.
Right in front of her face.
I think Brody has really set himself up for failure of having too much of a fan base of women here. Because I'm like, he comes across as a major douche.
He and especially in this conversation and this like him kind of throwing a fit whenever they're tossing the plates and stuff.
That whole thing was ridiculous. I don't remember anybody's plate throwing except his.
Because he was a baby about it. I'm like, wait, why are you making this about you? If you've heard, she's wanted to have kids. That's one of the reasons why you guys, were gonna separate, because you didn't have the same goals in that situation. So why would you take the moment to make it about you?
100%. And he does it in such a sleazy way, because she's not even there for the plate throwing. And then he does this thing. No one else does this. I just want you to let you know that on my plate, what I am shedding is fake people, right?
Yeah.
And he goes, it's none of you.
Yeah. I love all of you
guys. It's just fake people.
I'm like, how is she fake?
I'm like, how the hell is this girl fake? She's probably one of the more genuine people on this show.
She's a sweet, sweet girl. And he didn't deserve her, to be honest with you. No. So I just found that to be very interesting, that he was so annoyed and upset that she didn't come to him first. But then, she had to just let it go. In the past, when he would bring other girls and not let her know.
Oh, he is.
Or Audrina.
Oh, God. With Audrina, this episode.
I feel like she really wasn't in it that much.
She wasn't. And every scene she was in was kind of this like, I was like, come on, girl. Like you just faded to black so quickly.
Yeah.
And she can be sassy and opinionated, but boy, this episode, she just kind of fell back and was like, well, like it was just always like one liner here to kind of add to the conversation.
And not adding.
No, she
wasn't. Not at all. But what I did like is the conversation had between Justin, Bobby, and Caitlin. And I really still feel like they would have made a great couple. He called her his twin flame.
I know.
And said like, not a lot of words have to be spoken. And he was really supportive of her and a great friend for her in that situation, because he knew how difficult that conversation would be to have with your ex-husband, that you're pregnant with another man's baby. And I just think he like, I kind of am sad that they didn't have a chance.
Me too.
They would have been a really good couple.
They would have. And their chemistry actually reads really well on camera.
Yes.
So I feel like it's genuine.
Because they are genuine on camera. They're not faking anything.
Totally. And I love how Brody had to get in a dig at Caitlin when, they are having the conversation about her new guy and being like,
a mixture.
He's a mixture of me and Justin Bobby.
And she's like, well, he has facial hair and tattoos and some longer hair.
She did say that he was into like certain things that Brody was into, but I think she's trying to make it to where he calms down and isn't so aggro and with his sunglasses, that shit pisses me off.
Yeah.
I have had one time in my life where I had a really good friend of mine, and I was in a position with her to where she was doing something that just wasn't a good look on her, and it wasn't a good look on our marriage. And me and my husband were like, we need to have a conversation with you because we care about you.
Yeah.
She shows up to the restaurant in sunglasses, like dark sunglasses. And I'm like, what is with this mafioso, I'm not going to look you in the eye sunglass thing? I don't get it. And he did the same thing. And I literally went back to that conversation with my friend, and I was like, you know what? You're in her category. It's like, if you can't look me in the eye, and if you can't give me some honest reactions, please. I mean, it's like play acting. I can't look at you in the eyes.
Yeah, it's very typical Brody. I mean, he's such a diva.
He is. He's too cool for frickin' school. And he's a grown-ass man.
Yeah.
Oh, my Lord. So then we have a little bit more with Heidi and Spencer. And boy, I really liked the scene that they had of them in the pool.
It was super sweet.
And I think it's really definitive. You and I have had a lot of off-camera conversations. You're married, but you're going to have a wedding because you didn't you weren't able to have an official wedding because of COVID. And I feel like there are certain times in your life where, you know, you get all your people together and you realize each time that you have a big group that I have to say the group gets smaller and smaller and more intimate. And you really rely on your partner.
Totally.
And you just see these two and Spencer, you know.
I love their partnership.
God, so good.
It's like ideal. I mean, you have each other's backs and they, you know, I loved when Spencer said something along, he was talking about something, he said, and then at the end of the day, I realized that my whole world is being a dad.
Yeah.
And he loves it and he wants that experience again with another child. And I like that just humanizes Spencer.
Totally.
Because he's such a, like he has in the past been such a villain. And this just humanizes him and softens him a little bit. And I loved seeing him just all up in their face. Like I get goosebumps because it's so sweet. I really like enjoyed that.
And it's so genuine too. I mean, even when they talked about their finances and how they got on board, what I like about Heidi and Spencer is that you know they've been through the shit together from the very beginning until now. They've had a lot of growth. They both are very kitschy personalities.
Yes.
And they both are in love with the kitsch in each other.
Yeah.
And you can see
really
that they're just solid. And I loved how, you know, you're watching Caitlin kind of off of the side of the pool with, you know, Justin Bobby talking about, you know, family and all of that. And then, you know, you're seeing the other castmates who frankly, you know, it either resonates with you or it doesn't.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, I totally agree with you. And I really, like, I think my opinion about Justin Bobby specifically has changed so much since the beginning of this season. I think we talked about it, how he's just like, I actually thought that this was all just, you know, his persona, you know, I thought he was trying to get Caitlin. That's why he was saying he wanted kids. And then off this side, he's like, I don't want kids. But I really think that he is a person that, like, longs for that family unit along with Caitlin, and I really wish that they had a chance.
Me too.
It would have been so cute. I can't say it enough.
Well, this episode kind of ends with like I hate to say it's like I mean, like you didn't get what you needed.
Well, what I'm hoping for is, you know, she felt the need. I don't know why she felt this need. I mean, because she's a really sweet person, but felt the need to explain everything to Brody.
Yeah. The buildup was too much.
It was, but she was feeling so uncomfortable, and it made me like almost like I'm annoyed that she feels that like she has to explain herself to him. But then he's like not helping at all. He's making her, you know, he's like, yeah. So are you hiding? Tell me what's really going on. Like she's hiding something
that condescending, like, but what are we really talking about?
Yeah.
I'm like, I would rip off those sunglasses and go, what are we really having a conversation about? Okay. Are you blind? I mean, like he looks like, I mean, I just want to he irritates the hell out of me.
He does to me sometimes. I do love Birdie in some episodes, but what I really am hoping that he does, because we kind of got left on a cliffhanger here with she's told him that she's pregnant. We don't really know what he says back. I'm really hoping that he's super supportive, really sweet, makes her feel good about it, because that's also really scary. She wants to have a baby, but she just started dating this guy. So I'm sure she's like a little nervous and needs a little reassurance.
Yeah.
So I really hope that he's that kind of support for her and that they continue to have like a good relationship. Because
I hope he redeems himself and takes those damn Ray Charles glasses off. My God. Look someone in the frickin' eye, dude.
Yeah. He's such a bro.
I can't handle him. What is your predictions for, do you think that they're going to let the Audrina storyline just peter
100%.
out?
100%.
Yeah.
I don't really think her character has like any kind of storyline at all anymore.
No, she lost her leverage last episode completely.
She did.
And she kind of did the typical Audrina thing for her. Like she gets really fierce for her friends when she needs to be, but when she has her own back, she kind of goes, and I'm like, okay, well, that might be a reason why, you know, her relationships don't really go forward, because she's an advocate for everybody else, but is she an advocate for herself?
Yeah.
I would like to see Audrina, if they're going to do another season of this, I'd like to see a stronger version of Audrina, and I'd like to see her make some stronger choices, not just as a tuning into the chorus of her friends, but being a main player in her own life.
Totally.
You know?
Yeah, I agree with you.
And then we've got the Wallers. I think the Wallers and Spidey are going to play out some stuff.
I think they're going to end on a good note. I really do.
I really hope so too.
Me too.
I really root for that. And then I do think that the meat and potatoes will probably be between Caitlin and Brody. So we'll see how it goes. I'm looking forward to this. I'm really hoping that the Hills wrap this up on a good note.
There will be some kind of cliffhanger, I think, for the next season, but we'll see what it is.
And hopefully people will be watching enough for them to get signed on to another season.
I would be sad to see them go again.
I would too, especially only after 2. So I'm going to root for them, and I'm going to root for the Spidey to get their own show.
Oh, that would be great.
I would freaking love it. I'd like to see their cast of characters because honestly, these like angel healers and crystal people, I want to know.
It should be called Pratt Daddy.
It should be called Pratt Daddy. Yeah. Oh my God. We're rooting for a show for you guys. Yes. We love you. If you like this episode, please hit the like button, and also please like, subscribe, all that great stuff. And if you haven't already checked us out on Instagram, we are at The Real Seraphiend. So check us out. We'll see you later. And bye for now.